Low again then, Sam. As hard as you can this time.
See, I told you. The readings are going up and down.
And again. There are going to be slight variations. You can't expect them to be the same every time. Well done.
Well?
I don't think there's anything to worry about.
But he was wheezing when I picked him up from school.
Well, he's got a bit of a cold. Kids catch them off each other all the time. It's going to be worse now he's at school.
No, it's not just that. His classroom isn't exactly clean. It could do with a good scrub down.
Can I go into it again?
Go on then. I'll see Sam again in...
I put it down to the cuts.
What?
Education cuts. His classroom being so grubby. They can't afford the cleaners. Don't do that, it's dirty.
Thank you. Right, see you tomorrow.
Caroline, wait. Can you do me a favour?
Oh, what?
Well, it's for Helen, really.
Yes?
Well, she's running a little bit late and she's still got Mr. and Mrs. Francis to see.
So?
Well, I know that she had to leave 5 minutes ago, so I was just wondering if...
We've all got things to do.
I know, but I kind of promised her.
I don't suppose I've got a choice, have I? Which one am I meant to be seeing?
Mister, thanks.
Mr. Francis.
Meant to be seeing Dr. Thompson.
I'm afraid she's busy. You'll have to make do with me, I'm afraid. This way.
But...
And this is his third cold in as many months.
Kids get a lot of bugs. Mine are always...
And I read that if you get...
About the asthma, you've got nothing to worry about. He may well grow out of it later in life.
We're going to the museum tomorrow.
Great. You and your mum?
No, it's a school trip. Will he be all right to go?
Why not?
He's cold.
Christine, he'll be fine. Now, I'm sorry, I've really got to make a move.
Doesn't help that he never does his coat up.
You've really got to stop worrying so much. He's a normal, healthy boy.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. Do you want me to tell you what's wrong with you?
Yeah, well, Dr. Thompson said that if we come in together, then she'd explain the whole thing to Anne.
I thought you just had a bad toe.
Yeah, I have, but...
Your husband has gout, Mrs. Francis.
Gout? I thought only old men got that.
It can start this early.
Is it caused by heavy drinking?
It can be, but...
Oh, I see. You wanted the doctor to do your dirty work.
It's not that, it's just because...
You promised me you'd stop drinking.
Mrs. Francis...
Oh, don't bother. I know Michael.
I gave up drinking 3 years ago. This is just what I didn't want to happen.
I'm sorry.
She'll never believe me.
So when's Sam due for his next appointment, then?
If everything's okay, I shouldn't need to see him for another 6 months.
6 months? But I thought...
Sorry, I'm really late.
Well, I'll let you go, then. But if we have a problem...
Come back and see us.
Helen?
Oh, great.
What was wrong with Mrs. Francis?
Why?
Well, when she left, she was in tears.
Oh, marriage, who'd have it? Why? Never mind, I'm late.
Bottle of house red, please. 2 glasses, thanks.
Come on.
Sorry I'm late.
You know the GP to be on time.
Yes, please. So, how's the business?
Fantastic. The best thing I ever did. The thing about being your own boss is that nobody can tell you what to do.
Oh, sounds like bliss. You don't need a business partner, do you? I tell you, I could do with a change of scene after the day I've just had. Cheers.
You're 10 minutes late.
Am I?
If I was 10 minutes late, we'd hear about it.
Not now, Phil.
It's true, isn't it?
Let's not start like this.
Like what?
Arguing. We're not even in there yet.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm just saying you're 10 minutes late. If I was 10 minutes
I
late...
had a woman who was very worried about her son.
No, it's about prioritising. We all have work to do.
Patients aren't like sculptures. You can't just stand up and walk out when you've had enough.
Oh, here comes the martyr. My work curing the sick must come first.
Phil, Helen, could we start now?
Listen to the poor harassed student. No doubt you've had to spend all day in a coffee shop discussing the meaning of life.
I've been looking after our children, actually.
Now who's the martyr?
We could take some of these issues into the session.
No, wait a minute. Look, I've got every right to feel aggrieved. You caused the problem when you started having an affair.
Are you ever going to stop going on about that?
That? Now that has a name. Why don't you say it? Chris.
Please, could we start?
I think Phil already has.
So I ended the day looking after Helen's leftovers while she went off to some important appointment. Hey, you all right?
Yeah, why?
Well, you just look a bit distracted.
Fine.
Yeah, but I don't seem to be entertaining you.
No, go on. So you said...
Forget it. What's wrong?
I'm just a bit off.
Why?
There's been some problems.
Personal?
Business.
Well, you've just said that...
I was less than frank.
Ah. Rana.
According to my accountant,
Oh, what did he have to say?
he told me about a month ago that if I hadn't made a profit by now, then,
Yeah, but there must be something you can do.
yeah, like winning the lottery.
Is it really that bad?
It's gone belly up. I'm broke.
Do you actually understand what it means to bring up two children day in, day out?
Yes, Phil, you spent enough time moaning about it.
No, I'm not moaning about it. I'm just trying to get into your head what's been happening for the last 6 years.
And I've been doing a full-time job. What's your point exactly?
What I'm saying is if I don't get out every once in a while and do something that I want to do, I'm going to go around the twist.
Nobody's stopping you doing your sculpture,
You make it sound like flower arranging.
isn't it?
What'd you say?
I said, isn't it like flower arranging?
I've had enough of this.
Phil, hang on.
You know, you've turned into the husband from hell, having a go at the little woman at home.
Phil.
Oh, I don't mind her going out and having hobbies, so long as me dinner's on the table when I get home from work.
I think we should take a 5-minute break.
What?
Oh, forget it.
There you go. That's done.
Are there really hundreds of germs living under there?
Yes, so stop chewing them.
Will Dad be here on Saturday?
Yes, of course he will.
He said he's going to get me a new action man.
How many action men can one little boy want?
Can I take my dad for once in the museum?
You know you can't take toys to school.
But it's not school.
Very clever, but you still can't take it. Now, straight to sleep.
This isn't working.
What do you mean?
This session, we're not getting anywhere.
It may not feel like it, but I think you are. At least you're communicating.
Is that what you call shouting at each other?
It may sound glib, but sometimes things have to get worse before they can get better.
Oh, so when we start clobbering each other, we know we're really making progress.
If we carry on like this, we're going to destroy each other.
Okay, how about we take the rest of the session to focus on the more positive feelings?
I don't want you to tell anyone about this.
If you need help, I'm sure Mac would be open to...
Especially not Mac.
He'd want to help. He's fond of you.
Yeah, right.
He is.
Whatever, I got myself into this mess and I'll get myself out.
But how?
Well, that's the $64,000 question, isn't it? Or the £20,345 question, to be more precise.
Look, why don't you come back to the practice permanently?
No, I can't.
But why? Mac was only saying last week how difficult it's going to be to replace you. The surgery needs you.
I couldn't face...
Oh, so it's just pride that's stopping you?
It's about all I've got.
How did we end up like this?
I don't know. We always used to understand each other.
Yeah. I thought I knew you so well. In a way, that's what hurt most.
What do you mean by that?
I didn't realise how unhappy Helen was. You know, I thought I knew her inside out, but I didn't even know what she was doing.
Go on.
When I found out about the affair, like everything I believed about Helen and me disappeared. You know, the foundation, the trust. It was gone.
It wasn't about you, Phil.
It must have been. I wasn't giving you what you wanted. I love you so much, but it still wasn't enough.
It was my fault, not yours.
I do still love you, you know. That's why it hurts so much.
Phil, I'm sorry. Do you fancy a drink at all?
I think we could both do with one.
Where's your car?
In the surgery car park, and after those, I think that's where it should stay.
Shall we share a cab?
Good idea.
As long as you're paying.
Thanks.
Am I really like the husband from hell?
Well, let's just say you like to be in control of things.
I've heard the phrase control freak and my name mentioned in the same sentence before.
So, I wonder how many more evenings we're going to have to spend in the company of the lovely Alex.
Ah, Alex. What would we do without her?
Well, maybe we should try and find out.
Meaning?
Remember that little hotel in the Cotswolds?
Where we,
Yeah, that one.
What about it?
Well, I was wondering if... you don't have to decide now, but, maybe we could spend a few days there. On our own. Sorry, bad idea.
No, it's a great idea. I'd love to.
You're next on Dr. Maguire's list. Take a seat. Oh, you're back?
We don't have an appointment, but we really do need to see Dr. Thompson.
Well, I'll see if she can fit you in. Take a seat.
Oh, thanks.
Hello? Yes? What's wrong with him? I'll be right over.
OK. Where are the biscuits gone?
Oh, don't ask me.
Well, someone's had it.
I had a drink with Rana last night.
Oh, really? It's Steve. I know it is. Steve Thieves.
And I was thinking that we could...
Yeah, Eureka. Ah, soggy digestives, my very favourite. These were fresh when I was a student.
Look, I need to have a word with you.
Mac, you do know Mrs. Barker's waiting.
Barker by name, Barker by nature. We'll have to talk later, love. Sorry.
But it's important.
OK, I'll pop round and see Sam. Christine, I'll be there as soon as I can. I'm going out to see a patient.
Can you hold on a sec? Mr. and Mrs... Yes, in a minute. Helen, can you wait?
I'm starving. Do you want to come for some lunch?
I'll have to call you back. Caroline, I'm sorry to have to ask you to do this, but could you see Mr. and Mrs. Francis again, please?
Doesn't Helen see her own patients anymore?
She's had to go out.
Oh, no doubt it was an emergency.
It was to see a patient.
Well, that's something, I suppose. The trouble is, I don't know what they want. Listen, give me 5 and then I'll see them.
Oh, you're a star.
Sorry. Would you mind taking your shoes off? The carpet. It's new.
So, your mum tells me you're not feeling very well.
Got a tummy ache.
He's been sick twice since he got home.
Does that hurt?
A bit.
Did you go to the museum?
We were meant to.
No, he didn't. And I'm absolutely furious with the school. They changed their plans at the last minute and carted them off to a farm. They didn't ask for the parents' permission. And Sam tells me he was stroking the animals and a goat licked him.
Right.
I'm sure that must be what's wrong with him. You can catch horrible things from farm animals.
We'll see. I couldn't have a cup of coffee, could I?
Yes, of course. How do you take it?
White, no sugar. So what was the goat's name then?
Fred.
And I know that you wanted her to cover up for you.
Well, I'm not here to do that.
Everybody knows gout is what all boozers get.
No, alcohol can aggravate it, but it can be caused by any number of things. It can run in the family, and there are certainly links to diet.
Bit of a coincidence, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what is?
Michael is an alcoholic.
I haven't had a drink for over 3 years.
That's what he tells me.
I haven't.
You see, I don't know when to believe him anymore. That's what it does to people.
Yes, I understand.
It's not as if he wanted to give up drinking. It was part of his sentence.
Oh, please, let's not start all that over again.
4 times over the limit. The court banned him from driving for 2 years. He used to be a lorry driver. Of course, he lost his job.
Look, I learnt my lesson.
He only went to AA because the court ordered it.
Well, maybe at first, yeah, but I mean, I stopped drinking. I kept me promise.
How can I believe that?
Look, just because your husband has gout, it doesn't mean to say that he's drinking again. Now, we can go down the road of testing the liver, but...
Yeah, yes.
It seems to me that this is more... This is about trust.
So what other animals did you play with?
There was a sheep, some chickens. I didn't like the pigs.
And what was the best bit?
When me and Stephen found the Easter egg.
Oh, lucky you.
We ate it.
What, all of it?
Yep, but I had the most.
Was it big?
Massive.
I see. And once you'd eaten it, you started feeling sick.
Yes.
I've had 3 years of this. I can't take much more.
Can't take what?
You never let me forget. I mean, one mistake.
It's more than one mistake.
What am I supposed to do, eh?
People have to learn to forgive each other. Until then, you can't move on.
But I've been let down so many times.
Not in the last 3 years, Anne.
Is that right?
What do you mean?
Was there any reason to believe your husband's been drinking?
The gout.
I've told you that could happen to anybody. Is there anything else?
No.
Look, I'm not a marriage guidance counsellor, but I think you have to forgive him.
I know.
I think I found out what Sam's problem is.
Oh, what?
A chocolate overdose. He and his friends found an old Easter egg on the farm. Sam says he ate most of it.
She could have been there for years. So he's got food poisoning.
No, more like a case of overindulgence. He should be fine in a couple of hours.
Sam, how many times have I told you not to eat anything without asking me first?
Sorry. Can you have some milk?
Would that be all right?
Water would be better for the moment.
Why didn't the teacher stop him? That's what I don't understand. I'm going to write to the school about this.
Thanks.
He'll be fine. Do you always give Sam a drink in a brand new plastic cup?
Yes.
Why?
Hygiene. Washing doesn't get things very clean, you know.
But you've got a dishwasher.
Even they don't get things 100% clean.
Ready to order, sir? Actually, I'm not very hungry. Can I just have half a bottle of red?
I can't can't see what's wrong with wanting everything to be clean.
You can take things too far.
You can't be too careful.
Actually, you can. If you try and scrub all the bacteria out of your house, you can end up doing more harm than good.
How can that be?
There's recent research with kids who've grown up on farms which shows they have far fewer health problems than the average child because of their environment.
The dirt and the animals.
Yes, it gives them a better resistance to all sorts of bugs.
But Sam has asthma.
Exactly. There are new trials at the moment where asthma sufferers have been given a kind of anti-clean vaccine. It's made from bacteria and it helps to reset their immune systems and stop them overreacting. Christine, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
How long have you always been so concerned with things being clean and tidy?
I don't understand what you mean. I like to keep my house spotless. Is there anything wrong with that?
I just wonder if you're taking things a little too far.
What do you mean?
I suppose I understand the shoes on the new carpet, but when I first came into the kitchen, you were scrubbing away at a perfectly clean worktop, and then there's this thing about Sam's cups.
What about it?
Don't you think it's unusual that you throw the cup away every time he's used it?
Not really. What are you getting at?
I don't know. Is there anything troubling you at the moment?
No.
It's just that when I've seen this in other people...
Seen what?
What I'd call quite compulsive behaviour. It's usually because there's some emotional upset behind it.
Really?
So, is there anything?
No.
Christine, I'm not here to criticise. I want to help if I can.
My husband left me 2 months ago for another woman.
I'm sorry.
I never suspected anything. I thought we had a happy marriage.
Do you think the cleaning is...
I didn't realise how unhappy he was. I thought I knew him.
Right.
Pretty classic, really. Dull housewife stuck at home with looking after a child, and along comes someone you can have fun with. What really gets to me is that it was he who wanted me at home. And then I started to bore him, I think. But it was he who didn't want Sam looked after by other women and wanted the house to be just so.
Did you always keep the house this clean?
I think so. I don't know.
I mean, have you always given Sam a new cup every time he wants a drink?
No. I only started doing that a few weeks ago. Perhaps I am getting a bit obsessed with it all. But everyone's been saying how well I've been coping.
The cleaning is probably a coping strategy.
I think somewhere I believed that if I kept the house spotless, then he'd come back. Pretty stupid, eh?
Not really. It's a way for people under pressure to get some control back in their lives. And all the bad things you feel about your marriage might be expressing themselves in worries about germs or even Sam's health.
Is that what you think it is?
I do know how easy it is not to deal with the emotional stuff by making yourself busy or simply worrying about everything else apart from what really matters.
Do you?
Believe me, I do. It might help you to talk to a counsellor.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, think about it. And if you want to talk to me again, do.
Thanks. You've been really helpful. It's like you've really understood.
As for Sam, his tummy should be fine tomorrow.
He won't be doing that again in a hurry.
Don't be too worried about his asthma. He seems perfectly healthy. And try to give yourself a rest from all the cleaning.
Yes, you're right.
It'll do you both good. Bye.
Bye.
I can give you 5 minutes and then Kate will come and get me. Paperwork snowed under.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
What, are you going to help me with the paperwork?
I don't think so. No, it's about us all having too much on our plates. I think we need another doctor on board.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm putting an ad in next week.
But we already have the perfect candidate.
Who?
Rana.
Rana?
Well, why not?
He won't be interested. He's got far better things to do.
Of 16th South.
Do you realise you're driving illegally, sir? What? Could you get out the car? Follow me. Your offside rear stoplight's faulty.
I will find someone to replace Rana.
Why not try Rana first? Just ask him.
Well, there's nothing in it for him, is there?
Then make it worth his while.
Yeah.
Offer him a partnership.
Look, even if he said yes, he's a bit young, isn't he?
He's one of the best doctors I've worked with. I'm sure if you offered him one, it would give him pause for thought.
Yeah, maybe. I still reckon he'll say no. Well, wouldn't you? Everything is going his way.
Just going to take some details, sir. When did you last have a drink, sir?
About an hour ago. Glass and half wine.
Right. Because you committed a moving traffic offence, and I suspect that you have alcohol in your breath, I'm going to ask you to take a breath test. I'm going to ask you to blow into this, sir.